Hey, I thought I would do some more old games. I've had some people suggest to do old games because I honestly have not had the funds to do new games. Next month, I don't know what the project is going to be at all, honestly. Um, I still have to finish God Eater and stuff like that, but I know people are going to be asking about Xenoverse because I did some pretty extensive content for the last one. I am pretty interested. I did play the beta, but I don't have the funds for it on day one. If anything, maybe next week, if not the 10th, when my curse money comes through, I can get it on PC. I could get it on PS4 as soon as, like, probably Tuesday, but the problem would be you can't transfer your character from PC to PS4, so it'd be kind of pointless to get it on that platform. I am interested. It does look like they actually improved quite a bit of the mechanics. They made it so the game is not as zoning intensive, which was a big problem in the last one. Looks like even the netcode in the online matches has gotten better, so maybe I could play that. Looks like the RNG has been reduced. But that's enough about that. I am interested in getting it, but for now I can't really promise it. I do have some other stuff to pay for, so we'll see what happens. In any case, this is one of my favorite beat-em-ups. I played this pretty much like right when the ROM got dumped, way back in I think 2001, 2002. This is back at the tail end of the Neo Geo era, where games just got dumped for emulation pretty much instantly. So I played this pretty much right when it was available. I've never actually seen a real cabinet of this. I actually usually play this on stick, but I didn't want to have the video have a bunch of noise in it, so I'm just playing on pad for now. This game is pretty much what you could consider the last generation of arcade beat-em-ups. And you can tell there's some pretty cool advances. You have a dash. And you have a pretty extensive combo system. You have like your bare-handed attacks and you have your weapon attacks, and you can chain them together in a variety of ways. If you just do like a basic bare-handed attack, you'll do 5 hits, and the same with your sword attack or your weapon attack. And if you mix them together, I think you can get up to like 9 or 10 hits. You also have a super bar. You have invincibility during your supers, so it's actually pretty important to use them. Well, you see right there, it kind of went through his attack hitbox. Now, the only legal way to get this game is actually the way that I'm playing it right now. I think last year, or early this year, they did a Humble Bundle for SNK games. And they were in like a crappy launcher, so a lot of the purists did not like them, but people found out that you could just extract the ROM from them and play them in a better emulator, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm using the extracted ROM from that Humble Bundle from like a while ago, and I'm just running it in an emulator. I believe it's on the Virtual Console as well. I'm not sure about that. Probably not going to be a 1 credit level 1. I haven't played this game in a long time. This game's a lot like Gaia Crusaders. There's a lot of really annoying things about the enemies. They all have wake-up attacks. They have attacks that are just straight up invincible. Also, the combo system basically does not work on the bosses at all. Like, it's kind of like the Tales of Xillia of beat-em-ups. You have a pretty extensive combo system, but you can't really use it on the bosses. The way it works is the bosses will just get out after you hit them with 1 juggle attack. Like when he did that roundhouse kick there, like if I tried to do another hit after that, the boss would just instantly block. So it's kind of a different game from more recent stuff like Streets of Fury, where the bosses can all be staggered and comboed and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that in this game. This game is also very long. One of the reasons I thought about speedrunning this game, but the problem is it's a pretty hard 1cc, and it's a pretty long game. I'd say Guilty Gear Judgment and Streets of Fury are like the sweet spot for me in terms of length for a beat 'em up. This game drags on quite a bit, so I never really wanted to take it to that level. The samurai guys are like the most annoying enemies in this game, and you fight like, must be like hundreds of them throughout the game. They're super obnoxious. It's kind of a weird game. It's like the combo system is fun, it kind of draws you to it, but you can't use it on bosses, and there's just some obnoxious enemies in this game. The way that they're designed seems like pretty standard arcade mentality. You know, they're there to eat quarters. There are 1 credit clears of this game, and I kind of did play this game a lot back in high school, but it's just too long for me. Maybe around like half an hour is like the sweet spot for beat 'em ups for me. Which is why I played Streets of Fury EX so much. That game's like the perfect length. But even these guys are like the equivalent of like Dynasty Warriors peons. But you see, bonkers hitboxes. They can hit you out of the air. Their basic attack does like crazy damage. And enemies don't mess around in this game. I can't really think of another beat 'em up that came out after this, aside from the Knights of Valor games and Oriental Legend 2. Unfortunately, Oriental Legend 2 can't be emulated. The hardware that it's on has not been cracked or encrypted yet. That game came out in 2008, so you can pretty much say that's like the last arcade beat 'em up. This came out in 2001, and there obviously were not very many beat 'em ups between that time. But in terms of beat 'em ups that are easily accessible, this is probably the last arcade one that you can get with relative ease. Like I said, you know, they had that Humble Bundle a while ago that you just take the ROM out of the folder and put it in an emulator. Actual legal emulation. Pretty cool of SNK to do that. You know, preservation is important. But at the same time, it's nice to have a legal version of these games. We have the opportunity. Yeah, boss is coming up now. Like that right there is the max damage combo you can do, at least with this character. population scene. Like I said, I've been to my fair share of arcades. I've never seen a single cabinet for this. At this point, by the time this game came out, the Neo Geo was already like 10 years old, over a decade old at that point. So a lot of arcades either shut down or they just weren't carrying them anymore. And if they were carrying stuff that was more guaranteed to bring in money, like King of Fighters and stuff like that. So this game, probably most people have not heard of it, but as far as I'm concerned, it's like the last easily accessible arcade beat 'em up. You know, Knights of Valor and stuff, you're obviously not going to find that outside of Asia. The Knights of Valor games came out, I think, quite a while after this, around the same time. I know Knights of Valor 2 was, I think, 2000, so maybe a couple months before this came out. But in terms of a worldwide release, this is like the last one. Like I said, Oriental Legend 2, that's pretty much the last arcade beat 'em up, as far as I know. But the hardware for that has not been cracked. You actually have to buy the arcade board, and I think you had to get a super gun to play it, and then you need the card reader for the card mode for the extra characters. That's like crazy expensive, enthusiast only, as far as I know. If it ever does get dumped and cracked, I definitely would like to play that. I hear it's got some kind of odd design choices like this does, but it'd be cool to play like the last arcade beat 'em up. Obviously, at that point, arcades had pretty much left America entirely. They're pretty much only in Asia, and I guess apparently it's like one of the most played games in China. It's a shame that they never really ported it. I guess you could say the spiritual successor is Knights of Valor on PS4, which I've been playing quite a bit this past year since I got the PS4. But you know, it's made by the same people. But obviously, you know, the pixel art's not there. You see my videos. The appeal and presentation of the game is not as good as the stuff that they made before. You can see this game has amazing pixel art and sprite work. It's just got some problems. But anyway, that's it for today. I just thought I would show this. I like to chronicle some of the older stuff that I've played. Some of this stuff I've actually played on the channel way back when, but now that YouTube doesn't have shit video quality, and I actually using a mic, and you know, the quality of my videos is better, I thought, why not go back and play some old stuff? So like I said, Xenoverse 2 is something that I would like to cover, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have the funds for it. It depends on how things go. I have to pay my friend back for the Vita. I have to pay someone else. He actually gifted me a copy of Hyper Light Drifter, so I need to get that taken care of first. At that point, if I have any leftover funds, I think it's only like $50 for the game. I'll probably get it. I mean, I don't really care about playing online anyway, so it doesn't matter when I get it. I know that there's a pretty large community of people who play those games that'll probably have guides out faster than I will, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, catch you guys later. Peace.